back issue of Sal.
I'm
Ben.
And I'm Tiffany.
We're going to talk about Carnage. Because in August, there's a big event called Absolute Carnage.
What?
It should be called Utter Carnage.
That'll be the next event.
Yeah, all right.
I will say there's a great event called Minimum Carnage in which he gets tiny.
With Pym particles?
Of course. I didn't read it. Carnage, the One That Got Away, is written by Jerry Conway with art by Mike Perkins. For me, this is probably the best Carnage story I've ever read in my life.
Oh, wow.
And because Carnage is dumb. And symbiotes are stupid. And everyone loves them. And that's why he has a friggin' crazy event coming out in August. And why there are 1,000 symbiotes, and why Donny Cates is doing it, and he's reinvigorated Venom and found all the magic. This takes place, it was written in 2016, but it takes place in weird crossroads. There was a time when there were 2 symbiotes. It was Venom and Carnage.
Right.
And that was enough.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
some
one
could
was
even
the
say that
son
was
of the
too
other.
Yeah, you might even say there was too many.
That was a very small amount of time.
It was,
though.
but that was a golden age of symbiotes because it was
all downhill from there.
All downhill from there because then they were like, how about 5 more? Venom begat Carnage, and Carnage begat Toxin, a new symbiote who grafted itself to a police officer and tried to be good. But then there was a time when that symbiote left the policeman to Eddie Brock. Because Brock was, of course, separated from the Venom symbiote.
Right.
And that symbiote went to MacGargan the Scorpion. Eddie Brock is Toxin.
Yeah.
And that existed
That's
for
happening right now.
And that's what's happening right
Is
here.
he green?
No.
What does he look like?
Okay. After MacGargan lost the Venom symbiote.
It's a simple question. A baby can answer it.
It's not that simple. You think, but we're doing a comic book show. So MacGargan loses the symbiote to Flash Thompson, who loses his legs to a landmine and needs the suit in order to
to walk.
make fake legs, called Agent Venom. And that was a celebrated, beloved run where it's Venom, if he was a cool super soldier, by a good guy.
Yeah.
And people like that so much they were like, don't give Brock the suit back. Just move on.
Yeah.
So they were
Let Flash have legs.
right, but they were also but I really like the idea that Eddie Brock is a character and I want to use him. So nobody's using the policeman character. Just take that away and give it. Brock's Toxin suit is a ripoff of the Agent Venom suit because it looks so great.
Oh.
Okay.
It didn't look like that before, but it does now.
Okay.
So anyway, it's a lot of bullshit just to say that so the story is Carnage is abound and,
Where's he
killing
been?
folk. Around. I mean, the Sentry ripped him in half and threw him in orbit.
I
but
remember
then
that.
it came back and it sealed him back together and actually fixed Cletus Cassidy, the human host within him. And so
what?
he's fine.
He was ripped in half.
Yeah,
And floating in space.
Yeah,
And dead.
And then, but it turns out he wasn't dead. He was just fixed.
I guess the space thing kind of kept him,
Cold?
yeah, good. Like putting him in the freezer.
Yeah. That I'm not even going to get into. The point is, just pretend that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Because most people
Effectively
do.
it didn't.
Because Bendis wrote it. And since Bendis doesn't do the research when he does his work, most people just throw his stories away anyway. So
That's actually
You're
really
not going to
fitting.
research our stuff. Why should
Why
we
would I
respect
reference yours?
Yeah.
yeah,
Fair
so
enough.
They do. Unless it has to do with his characters. Like if it's Jessica Jones, I got to use your stuff. Or if it's Luke Cage, who actually reinvigorated the character, I guess I'll use that. Because he's also married to Bendis' character. So anyway, Carnage is just running amok, being Carnage. But it's not like Maximum Carnage, where he's it's Nightfall, but it's Spider-Man, and he's just he's got a whole bunch of merry characters, and they're killing everybody. Carnage is a problem. Let's just say Carnage is a problem. He's on the loose,
but he's not murdering everybody all the time.
All the time. No,
He's
he
just
does
murdering,
Which
take
would
them
people.
force him to be stopped.
Exactly.
Right.
But we do see what he's up to in the opening moments, where we just see Carnage kill some guy.
Right.
And we get his internal monologue where he's just kind of he's funny, he's a psycho. So the things he says are technically whimsical, but they're said by a mass murdering psychopath.
And in the context, it becomes creepy.
Right. But
So he just kills this guy to kill this guy? Is there any motivation?
That is his motivation. That's who Carnage is. Carnage just kills for killing. That's what he does. So then we go.
And this book series is called Carnage.
Now, that's the thing, right?
It's about Carnage.
The book
He's
stars
the protagonist of the book.
No,
Oh,
the book
thank
stars
God.
Carnage, and it doesn't do that thing where it like makes the protagonist a monster. Like Carnage is the impetus behind the book, and he is the driving force of the plot.
Sure.
But we make some new protagonists to carry the story.
Okay.
So it's like a classic horror movie, like Dracula and Frankenstein.
right.
It's not
It's
really
not about
them,
them.
Yeah.
but it's about them.
Yes.
Okay.
All
But
right.
we see
I'm down
Carnage
with
just
that.
in action, you know, and we're watching, like, there's dual stories going on. There's, like, a team of badasses doing some stuff in Afghanistan, and they're testing out this new sonic weapon. Oh, Sonics.
Oh.
Symbiotes are weak to Sonics
Yeah.
and fire. But Carnage, I think, has since evolved past the fire problem. But Sonic's still a problem.
That's cool.
And we meet a few characters, like Claire Dixon, who is an FBI agent who is looking to enlist a soldier who is running helicopter missions for the U.S. government. That helicopter pilot is none other than Colonel John Jameson, one-time astronaut and son of the former publisher of the Daily Bugle, J. Jonah Jameson.
Nice.
Sure. Cool.
John Jameson also had a storied history in Spider-Man books. He was an orderly at Dr. Ashley Kafka's Arkham Asylum ripoff, the Ravencroft Institute, and a number of other stories. He's a prolific Spider-Man character.
Right.
But
And often dead.
no, John's never dead.
He's not dead?
No.
Well, he's in the video game, isn't he?
Yeah, to make things tidy, sometimes they kill him off in like alternate reality stories.
Yeah.
But
But like every time you've ever talked about him,
he's been
He's
dead.
dead.
That's
it's an
true.
alternate
Yeah, it's because
timeline.
Jonah's always like, my son is dead.
Yeah, he dies
Yeah.
in the Ultimate
Because
Universe. He
if
dies in the
anything
video
happens
game.
to Spider-Man,
I think it's
he
in the
has
video
to
game.
die.
Well, but in the comics, actually, John is one of the first people that Spider-Man saves.
Yeah. So
There's-
of course, if something happens to Spider-Man, then he has to die.
Right. Yeah,
in
Spider-Man
an
is
alternate
impeded from
timeline.
his first
Yeah.
all right.
adventure. Yeah.
The universe doesn't fix itself to save John.
No,
Sorry,
No.
John.
No,
Despite
he
the
just
fact that
dies.
John is actually a pretty fun character.
Really?
Yeah, I like John. He's a good guy despite his dad. You know.
I was
Right,
gonna say,
he's
you
not-
would think
And he's
Dad.
like, and he's a he's a military.
he doesn't have a
character.
mustache.
Well, the apple fell far from the tree.
This is true. He's also a werewolf. So
What?
They, I'm sorry. He's not really a werewolf. He's a man.
He's a werewolf.
He's a werewolf.
He's a man-wolf?
He's a man-wolf.
He's man-wolf?
Yeah, he is man-wolf. John Jameson went to the moon. He found a moon crystal. The crystal got attached to his body, and he became a man-wolf.
Does his
Oh,
dad
because
know?
it's the
Yeah.
moon.
Yeah, the moon.
So
Wait,
when the
his
moon
dad-
is full,
Yeah, well, his dad like
The moon
eventually finds
crystal.
out about his lycanthropy.
And
But,
he's like, yeah, the werewolves are the real heroes this
Don't
country
call it
needs.
no, at no point does he like defend werewolves over spider characters.
So-
but
does he fight vampires?
no, it's just
Is
that
he in
he's
a war?
no,
like an
because like the
underground
idea is
war?
that like no, most of these writers who have been working on Spider-Man for like the last 70 years have their roots in like crappy horror comics or in
Right.
like stories, and so they and they like to temic sprawling epics about vampires and werewolves. We have a vampire, Morbius living vampire. Why not a werewolf? But wait,
Does he fight Queen Beryl?
Queen Beryl's from the friggin' Sailor Moon.
But look, you put somebody on the moon, they involve a crystal.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, actually. So
fighting Queen
technically,
Beryl.
John Jameson is a magical girl.
Yeah.
Was
He's
there?
Or
basically
a
the
Sailor
Sailor
Scout.
Moon of this universe.
And he's a hairy
to the
Sailor
extent
Moon.
that
Yeah.
there is
It's
one,
like two
it's him.
weird
Yeah.
fetishes
Yeah.
crossing
That's
together.
he's a Sailor Moon furry. A while ago, Spider-Man smashed the crystal, and thus John Jameson was cured of his.
Oh, that's all he
Wait,
had to
but
do?
then-
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
You're saying this like this was a problem.
Yeah, the crystal was the thing that made him into a man.
Right,
He
but-
could have smashed
Well, he
it.
loses himself. He doesn't. It's like the Hulk.
But then his son comes back from the future and thinks it a little messed up.
Are you still doing Sailor Moon? Yeah. The point is,
Brought her on the show. So
like,
what's going to happen?
what?
John Jameson is trying to do good in this world, and so Claire Dixon hires him for a new job that also involves the sonic weapons that they're testing in Afghanistan.
Well, she's wearing a suit, which is kind of like a tuxedo.
Yes.
Right. So
totally works.
Dixon, Agent Dixon, is the tuxedo mask
I
of
love this.
the Spider-Man Sailor Moon universe.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Cletus Cassidy goes to like a nearby truck stop, and the news is reporting about Cleavon Cassidy, and Cletus is like, "It's Cletus," and they're talking about how Manuela Calderon, this like soldier, was the lone survivor of the first massacre that Cletus Cassidy committed. Because if you know your history about Cletus Cassidy, the first massacre that he committed, not as Carnage, but as Cletus Cassidy, was when he was a boy.
Oh.
When he was at the school for boys. The reality is, Cletus Cassidy killed his mom's dog and either his dad or his mom, but the other one killed the other one for trying to kill him. So that doesn't really count. We're just going to talk about the time when he burned the school down and killed everyone inside.
Yeah.
But Manuela, aka Manny Calderon, somehow survived. And Cletus knows that she is the lone survivor. He thought she died, but now, according to the TV report, it turns out she made it.
Why would you report that?
Well, because it's all arranged by the feds.
Oh.
So Cletus sees that she made it, and they know that she is being escorted by the military to West Virginia to this special mine.
Mine.
Yeah, it's a specially owned mine. A mine.
They call it a mine.
This is no mine.
It's a tomb. And indeed, of course, it becomes one. See, mine.
Yeah.
Oh.
So she's being escorted there for protection because they know that
He's on the loose.
He's on the loose. And he's like, well, you idiots, now I know where you're going to be, and I'm going to kill Manny. So then he murders
not too
everyone
smart,
in the diner.
Cletus.
Yeah.
He murders everyone in the diner. Oh, yeah.
This is
Just
what he
'cause,
does.
like, yeah.
Well, he was going to do that probably anyway.
Right.
But he also did it in a fit of rage. We then cut to
It's
the
a shame
base.
because he was going to get himself like some dessert too.
Oh, yeah. So we cut back to the base that's established at the mine, and they're like, do you think we took the bait? And they like looked at his psych profile. He's just like a sociopath. So it's like, we deliberately told the news to get his name wrong so it would really trigger him.
Right. That's cool.
So is that the FBI agent who's...
Yeah.
Okay, so she's like a Clarice Starling.
Yes, Dixon is like a go-getter.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
She's got it all figured out. She's got it all, like, her finger on the pulse of this operation.
Right.
She's got it all figured out. But they're talking to everybody there and how they got so Calderon is like, I can't believe you put me out there. Like, so I'm the bait. You're like using me to bring Carnage here, and they got this whole like setup here outside of the mine area.
Why do you even have to bring her?
Right. Well, because we're gonna literally put her in like the middle of this
Yeah, because
big
Carnage
sonic
gets there and she's not there.
He's gonna just kill everyone
Yeah.
there. Like, he might not fall. We have to get him into the line of sight of this like pit
Thing,
they've
yeah.
built made of the sonic experimental weapon they've been testing,
Right.
and they're gonna blast him with the sonic. Kill the symbiote, grab Cletus, send him to jail. That's the plan. Smash and grab job.
Yeah, that's not bad.
And we've got John Jameson, because he's had experience. He worked at the Ravencroft Institute. Dude's worked on Carnage's cell when Carnage was an inmate at Ravencroft. So, like, I get it. They don't mention it, but I know, because I'm a Spider-Man. But, like,
Oh, you already let him out of the bag once, man.
that's true.
You're fired.
Why
So-
don't they call, like, Spider-Man or Captain America
He's
or
not
something?
in this book.
Because it's called Carnage.
It's about Carnage.
I know.
He
but
would-
Well, I
Spider-Man would
remember a
overshadow
Maximum
it.
Carnage book.
I'm just saying,
He was
in
in that.
That was
a world-
Spider-Man Maximum Carnage.
In a world with superheroes and supervillains, why don't you just call the superhero to help with the supervillain?
Well, and I think it's because we're trying to establish this.
Well, because they're freaks.
Well, like, these are people who are in charge of, like, they're like, we're gonna call Iron Fist and Cloak every time we have a problem.
Yes.
the government.
I'm a friggin'
It will
FBI
save many
agent.
lives.
I trained for years to be the apex of my field, and I'm gonna call some rando in a head sock to go.
You want to
stop-
live, don't you?
Well, that's an admission of my failings as an agent.
Look, I may not be able
Okay,
to
so
face
no.
Galactus, but I can face Cletus Cassidy, all right?
Maybe-
Yeah, a murder from beyond the stars.
Maybe they're like, okay, here's the thing. We call them the good guys, and something goes wrong, and everybody, like Cletus and the symbiote die. I don't want to hear about it later.
Right.
I don't want Captain America
Yeah,
giving me
that's
crap.
moralizing.
If your
at
plan
me.
is to kill him, then yeah.
They're not going to kill him. They want to
if
put
it
him in
happens-
They
jail.
want to kill the symbiote.
Yeah, they're going to kill
Yeah,
the symbiote.
like-
But Spider-Man would let you kill the
Spider-Man
symbiote.
has no moral quandaries about the symbiote,
Right.
which is problematic.
But
But
Cletus,
Cletus, if he didn't kill him in Maximum Carnage, he's never going to kill him.
But maybe they're not trying to kill the symbiote.
Right? It's not.
government.
No, it's not quite the Agent Venom situation. I think they know they can't control the
Well,
symbiote.
it's all messed up now.
Oh, the pronunciation of
Yeah.
symbiote.
Nobody can get it right anymore because it's now been
all
wrong.
it's all correct because the fake word.
Well, that's true.
So anyway, we're introduced to Barry Gleason, who is the owner of the mine, and he's like a sleazy business guy. He's like, yeah, I'm Barry Gleason. I run the mine. I own this place.
why are you here?
Because I'm like, it's my operation.
Because I gotta die.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting, actually. Jerry Conway, who wrote The Death of Gwen Stacy.
Oh.
That's how long. He wrote the first Superman Spider-Man crossover. Like, this man is an integral, long-standing creative force in comics, and particularly in Spider-Man's history.
Okay.
And the fact that this was written in 2016 really, really obfuscates his age, because this is a really contemporary story.
Oh.
But his experience as a storied writer makes him the perfect creative force for this book, because everything that happens is paid off. Here's Barry Gleason. What's this friggin' suit doing at this high-tech military operation to catch this friggin' lunar murderer? There's a reason. Like, Barry Gleason's here. So our main players in the story are Barry Gleason, the mine operator.
Yeah.
Agent Dixon, whose operation this is. Manny Calderon, who is, for all his purposes, the bait.
Yeah.
John Jameson, and Eddie Brock.
Oh.
They've subcontracted Eddie Brock, and they brought him in. The idea was actually, he is insurance. Because when he was Toxin, he was killing some drug dealers, and they waited until after he killed the drug dealers. Then they sprung their trap and trapped him, and then like installed a virus in him that inhibits the symbiote,
No.
the Toxin symbiote. Everything. Listen,
And so if
if you
shit
can
goes
put
south-
on a mechanical collar that keeps you from being able to access your mutant powers, then you can give someone a virus that inhibits your symbiote.
But a virus?
Yeah. So the plan is, if shit goes south, they deactivate the virus and let him
That's
fight
exactly
Carnage.
it. Yep.
Okay, so they did the thing that
How
I
do they
suggested.
deactivate the virus? Do they have a shot they give him?
No,
No.
he has to take a series of pills over a course of weeks.
No, they push a button on a remote thingy and it triggers a thing in him that
It's like a nanovirus.
works for me. I don't think that's right, but it
it's
doesn't matter.
hypnosis.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yes.
But he explains to them like the history of Toxin, which I have just done.
Sure.
Where he's like, Toxin, I was Venom. I made Carnage. Carnage made Toxin. Now I'm Toxin. So I'm technically my own grandson. Lol. Anyway, Brock is like a meathead douche in this story, where he's like, come on, coach, you gotta pull me in. I'm ready to do this. He's also like suffering from the fact that like no one likes Eddie Brock Venom more than they like Flash Thompson Venom right now.
Oh.
So like he is in the shadow of his second replacement. So he's played for laughs and for like cheap gags. That being said, like he's
it's a disservice to Eddie Brock.
now,
He's
that
a
being-
great character.
They did, of course, kill off Flash Thompson and return the symbiote to Eddie Brock.
Of course.
Subsequently, after that, via Donny Cates, author of God Country. And incidentally, that became the most celebrated run of Venom that is leading up to Absolute Carnage. So actually, the success of Jerry Conway's Carnage and Donny Cates' Venom is coalescing into a grand symbiote event that is actually looked forward to by most.
The Venom, going back to Eddie Brock, was that after Venomverse?
That was
Or during Venomverse?
Venomverse is after he got the Venom
Okay.
symbiote back.
Right. I couldn't remember. I remember reading it.
I think Cullen Bunn wrote that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that
that's
explains why you like it.
Yeah.
The soldiers are all protecting Manny in the mine, or in the it's not really a mine. They're on
This
the
is like the
base
drill
of this
site?
mine. Gleason promises that where they've set up their whole operation, they're actually over solid ground. Like we're separate from the mine.
Okay. The mine's over there.
Right. And basically, I think the reason why they contact Gleason is because Gleason has all this land and all this like resource that they can use.
I see. So the mine wasn't really part of their plan.
Not
It's just
especially,
there.
no. It just happens to
the
be-
space was part of it.
Connected
It's
to
like a
it.
quarry almost.
No, it's a mine. You're talking about like the space where they're
The space they're in. Like it's like a dug
like
down,
dug
but it's
down.
exposed.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's not underground.
It's what War
The
Machine would
underground
call
part's
a
over
kill
there.
box. While everyone's talking and waiting for Carnage to get here,
Right.
Carnage is systematically picking off all these soldiers. He's
Yeah.
killing them because like he's a symbiote and a mass murderer.
Yeah.
So he's killing all these people. Dixon and Brock and Jameson are in like the command center, kind of like watching it on cameras.
Yeah.
And
Are they watching them die?
yeah. Oh yeah. They're like, oops.
Are they gonna warn them?
Every time they like ask someone to report in, they're dead, and they're like, oh crap! Like it's happening too fast.
Yeah.
So then Cletus finds Manny, and he's like, hey, you're the lone survivor of my first massacre. That can't stand. I have to kill you.
Right.
So he attacks her, and he's trying to like prolong it because he's just enjoying it.
He's the one who got away.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah.
Manny just like grabs a pipe because she's screwed. No one's there to support her.
Yeah.
She grabs a pipe, she's hitting him in the head. She's like, oh no, I'm not going down.
She goes like
this.
full Ripley.
Full Ripley on
Yeah.
this.
Does she grab 2 pipes or bang them together like Sonics?
No, not like
Why don't they just turn
Spider-Man
on
3.
the Sonics? Wasn't that the plan?
They needed him in like the zone.
Oh, she didn't get to the
Is she
zone.
not there?
No, she wasn't there right away. So she has to lead him there, and indeed she does. And they fire the Sonics, and it's starting to go well.
Yeah.
And it's
Despite
great
it
because
all,
like
it's kind of working.
exactly, and they're like, we got him. And Cletus is whining. He's like, man, it hurts. She goes, good. I hope it kills you, you son of a bitch. Then the ground starts to crumble from beneath them, and several FBI agents and Carnage plummet several miles beneath the Earth's surface.
Whoops.
Oh.
I thought you said this was solid ground, Gleason.
That's what Dixon says, and he's like, I thought it was clear. I'm sorry. Oops.
Maybe
Oops.
you might have wanted to bring a person who actually
Like a
knew
surveyor.
anything about this.
I just
I
own
just
it.
own it.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
actually
not
know
an
how any of
engineer.
this works.
I don't know.
Oh, I should have brought my my chief engineer in. I'm sorry.
Oh, you probably didn't want like the guy who owns the deed.
Yeah.
I don't even live here.
Yeah, I had to fly in here from Florida. So then
How did they fall several miles? They're dead, right? They fell several miles?
there was a lot of debris that they could grab
Also, they're
onto.
definitely dead if they're
they
being crushed by debris.
They just like slid and bounced for like 5 minutes. 'Cause
Yes.
They fell several miles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
And much like Bill and Ted, they play 20 questions on the way down.
naturally. So then the book becomes aliens, because
Oh.
we got to get this like it's become a search and rescue operation.
Yeah.
We got like agents down there. We're gonna go down there. We got little cameras. We got people in the command center.
We got Apone.
We got Apone and Hicks and Hudson and everybody else.
And
you know.
Vasquez.
But it's great because this dude is just like, we establish how effed everybody is in this book by showing this one guy who's in the mine. He's like, hello, is anybody there? I can't feel my legs. Please,
geez.
like, is anyone there? I really don't want to die alone. And then Carnage goes, everybody says that. But the reality is, it's not the alone problem they have. It's the dying. And then he just murders them. And Carnage is just like this xenomorph that's just skulking through the mines, finding each FBI agent looking for Manny to make sure that she's dead.
Yeah. Yikes.
So it's this great like kind of cyclical story where like Carnage is hunting them and and the other guys outside are hunting Carnage.
Okay.
Are they not able to use the Sonics now because they're
The
underground?
Sonic's broken. They have sonic guns, which they are going to use, but like
Okay. But they don't have those giant
No.
sonic emitters because they were up there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they were talking about how like there's Plan B, which is like Jameson's expertise on working with symbiotes and also the sonic guns and like dealing with it. But they were like, we're all banking on the giant machines.
No, Plan B is you go into orbit, you nuke it from space.
Well, yeah, that's the only way to be sure.
Well, which plan is Eddie Brock?
Plan D. Plan F.
Why wasn't
like,
that plan A?
Because they don't want to unleash a symbiote
What if they're like
in addition
pals?
to the other symbiote.
Yeah, I
They're
guess.
like, it was hard enough to get you the first time.
Yeah, that's fair.
Also, we're not positive they're not gonna bang and make more of them.
They don't bang. They reproduce asexually. So there's a full-on alien sequence where they're like watching the cameras and they're like, okay, like Alpha Team, like you are on like this level of the mine. We know they landed on this like 2 levels below you, and so like they're watching the cameras, and then they're like, wait a minute, I don't see anybody moving. And then like Carnage pops up on the screen.
Yep.
And they're like, okay, he's 1 level below you. Ah! So they keep finding like horribly scarred, mutilated bodies as they're going through the mine.
As you do.
Yeah.
Dixon is watching Brock, and Brock's kind of like, come on, this is the time, this is my
this is
time.
it.
Dixon's like, no. Not unless I absolutely have to.
It really looks like
You
you absolutely
already have to.
No.
How are they going to stop him?
No. So like they finally engage Carnage,
Right.
James and his squad.
Okay.
And they're shooting at him. He attacks them, and then he runs away. The mine starts to cave in. They duck out of the way, and it's just like, you know.
Yeah, I feel like using Sonics
Yeah.
underground isn't such a
It's
great
just going
idea.
to cause the
Yeah.
same problem
Yeah.
that got you there in the first place.
Yeah. Dixon also Dixon dresses down Gleason, where she's like, if I find out you had anything to do with this mind screw up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna nail your ass to the wall. It's over. So Dixon leaves. Like he's like, oh, well, it looks like
Gleason?
Oh, well. So Gleason leaves. He's like, oh, well, never mind.
You gotta be kidding me! He's Paul Reiser.
Yeah, he's Paul Reiser. So he goes to the executive office building of the mine, and he's got a couple of agents. And the agents show up, and they're like, yo, Dixon wants to see you. He goes, oh, I'm sure she does. And then he puts on this gas mask and releases this like toxin into the air. Not toxin, the symbiote that will appear in this book, but rather the toxin that kills people in poison form.
Yeah.
So they sort of choke to death as he pulls out this totem, this large book with a lowercase d on it that any Marvel fan might recognize.
That's awesome.
As he says,
what?
like, Agent Dixon was a youth. She helped me facilitate the next age of chaos.
Of course this is in here.
Yeah. It's,
What?
This is
What is the D?
The D stands for Darkhold. The Darkhold is a old book that is like ascribed to sorcerers and demons. It's a book. It's the Marvel Comics equivalent of the Book of the Dead.
It's like the first magical book written in the Marvel universe.
How does this asshole
And I think it's
have it?
actually created by Jerry Conway.
Yeah, I think you're right. That Jerry Conway actually invented the Darkhold, but he's not like the only one to have used it. Like
No.
he created it and then he like no one used it. He's
No,
like, fine, I'm
it's-
going to use my Darkhold. No, the Darkhold's actually quite prominent in another story arc that you should do on this couch one day, called Midnight Suns.
Yeah, no, I don't know if that's.
There was actually a whole book, a whole title called
Yeah.
The Darkhold.
Yeah, there was.
Oh.
Yeah.
But
Now this guy has it.
and now this guy, Gleason's got it. How does he get it? Okay, so the deal is like the Darkhold pass is like the ring, like, you know, between owners and stuff like that. Cultists get it. People of power get it. They all want to like read spells about like out of it. You know, it's just got all kinds of
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
got all
And,
kinds of untold evil power.
There's something in there that says if you trap a symbiote underground, you can have all eternal power.
yeah,
or something.
exactly. Yeah, it's a very specific set of circumstances. You
Yeah.
must trap a symbiote in the ground.
Yeah.
Along with a half man wolf.
Yes, and you must have the man-wolf. Without the man-wolf, it will not work.
A werewolf? No, a man wolf.
No, man-wolf.
man-wolf.
Werewolf won't work.
Specifically Manwolf.
And Carnage is like skulking around. He's like torturing them, like asking them for information about where Manny is.
Sure.
And he attacks Jameson, and he's like, you know, tell me, come on, where's my girl? And then Jameson starts to say, oh, Manny isn't here, Cassidy, but maybe I can help you. And he starts to transform
Yeah.
into a man-wolf.
Yay!
Awesome.
He says, I used to be a man named John Jameson, but now you can call me Man-Wolf. And like his crystal like grows out of his chest. Because the Man-Wolf has to have his silly crystal in his chest.
Yeah, yeah.
This moon crystal.
And then
That's his totem.
you just get a fight between Carnage and Man-Wolf.
That's
Go
awesome.
back to this cover.
Oh God. The
Freaking
cover
awesome.
of Man-Wolf howling at a Carnage moon.
Why is there a Jack Skellington moon on that book?
That's
cover?
Carnage's face. It is Jack Skellington. though.
It's not Jack.
Clearly Jack.
That is not Jack. Jack Skellington isn't red.
No, it's true.
See?
point.
I just poked a big
You
hole
did-
right in your
yeah,
boat.
Just blew it right apart.
That's right. I
Yeah.
sunk your battleship.
So Dixon takes Brock because like shit's going ham. And they're going, so they're like, come on, Brock, let's go out of the mine.
And like, now I'm gonna release you?
No.
Does she know that their Man-Wolf is activated? Does she know
Man-Wolf
that
is plan B.
Oh.
That makes sense. Okay. They're like, we're not going to Eddie Brock. We got a good guy.
Yes, I have
So-
Man-Wolf.
So she went to Jameson because of Man-Wolf, not because he was good with like sonic weapons.
Nope.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
All right.
It was all horse shit.
Yep.
Which, good payoff, Conway.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like these guys are some sort of suicide squad.
It would be great if it was like the Midnight Squad. And it's just like Man-Wolf
God.
and Toxin and...
Blade.
Yeah, why isn't Blade
Actually,
in this book?
Right now, not in right now, but right now is the filming. Blade's an Avenger.
He is. He is an
Really?
Avenger right now. It's a
What?
weird place for Blade to be.
Okay.
It's a weird place of the Avengers.
Blade's
right
got to
now.
go back to the Midnight Suns.
Yeah.
Except nobody's going to read anything about the Midnight Suns. Mm-hmm. Except for me.
So Gleason makes his way down the stairs from his office, and he shoots the federal agents that are watching the door. And he makes his way into the mine with his book. Where does he go? What's he doing? So the whole story, there's a whole chapter in here where like Brock begs Dixon to let him off the leash. Dixon says no. Carnage fights Man-Wolf.
I already let one dog off the leash.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we just see it's just a big fight between Man-Wolf and Carnage, and that's it.
Cool.
Oh.
And the fight, of course, it's like Gandalf and the Balrog.
Yeah.
Like their fight is so hard.
Right
They
from
go
the highest
peak to the
mountain
dungeon,
the
lowest dungeon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's traipsing all through this.
Does that mean he
Mine
goes
and
back as
cavern.
Manwolf the White?
He's already white.
And he's like, he's a pill.
Yeah. They land in another lower part of the mine, and I guess they get knocked out because when they wake up, like the suit for Cassidy is receded, and Jameson is Jameson again.
Right.
And then they just and
What? What's the point of that?
And just like in Van Helsing, when Hugh Jackman and that guy who plays Dracula recharge and attack each other in a big silly CG fight. It's basic. This is very similar to Van Helsing.
So they're swinging.
No, there's no swinging, thank God. Which is, I think, 85% of Van Helsing is swinging.
Yeah, and hat retrieval.
Yes.
And repeating crossbows.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
there's no crossbows in this.
Gas-powered repeating crossbows.
Yeah. So, Brock and Dixon happen upon the Man-Wolf Carnage fight. Carnage digs into Man-Wolf's flesh, pulls out the crystal, shatters it, and then pushes him off a cliff.
Wait, he's not Manwolf anymore?
No, he loses the crystal. The crystal's destroyed.
He stops being Manwolf in this book? In this Carnage book?
I mean, he was a Man-Wolf for a long time. Like, Conway remembered that he was Man-Wolf and actually used him for something. But,
Wow.
like, Carnage would think, like, he actually says, Carnage makes a point of saying, you know, hey, when you fight enough superheroes, you know that, like, when they have crystals, they're usually important.
Manwolf, we hardly knew ye. Like, we just met you.
So he knocks Man-Wolf down the thing.
Yeah.
Brock's like, you lost your Man-Wolf. Turn me on. Dixon's like, okay. So she's about to push the button.
Time
when
for
her-
Manwitch.
What? So Dixon's about to activate Venom, Toxin.
Yeah. What? Jesus, Sal. Eddie Brock is not Venom at this point. He's fucking Toxin. Get it straight.
So Gleason comes out of the darkness and shoots at Dixon and fires, and she like drops the detonator or the toxin
The
releaser.
activator.
But down with
deactivated.
where Manwolf is.
Yes,
I
it
almost called
falls.
him Man-Bat.
There is a man there.
I know!
Manny decides, like, screw this, so she dives after the detonator for Toxin, and she falls down the mine, too.
So now she's in the mine.
So now she's in the mine. They're all in the mine. This is a lower part of the mine.
She's in the low part of the mine with the Man-Wolf.
Brock opens fire
The
on
once
Gleason.
was Manwolf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The former Man-Wolf.
Brock opens fire on Gleason. The whole mine practically caves in. Everyone's screwed.
Every time they use the sonic weapons, just
I
makes things
know.
worse.
I know,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Oh, jeez.
everybody's separated, and then Carnage finds Gleason, and Gleason's like, "Come on, Cassie, this way, come on." And
Okay.
Cassie's like, "What are you doing? Like, what are you doing?" And then, but he doesn't wait too long.
Yeah.
A suspiciously too long amount of time where he's like, we would normally kill him, because behold, there is a evil, sinister-looking ancient doorway.
It was just over there.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Manny's been arranging their fight, like,
Right.
to-
But I mean, still, nobody noticed. Like, all you had to do was look to
Look over
the
there.
right.
Yeah.
Oh.
he leads them down this
He's
dark
following him. Yeah.
Oh,
corridor.
yeah,
like a
yeah,
hall.
no, sure,
But
yeah.
he's like, behold your destiny. And it's like, this is, so Gleason like owned the mine
Yes.
to get access to
get
this.
to that place.
Knowing that they would one day need his mind to...
Well, he probably like contacted them.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Hey, if you
can
ever
use
need
my
to
mine.
trap Carnage with some sonic weapons,
What?
use my mine.
Yeah.
50% off.
So Calderon and Brock are down in the mine.
Yeah, it looks like she's holding a pregnancy test.
I know. Calderon is awake and talking to Brock, and you can't see Brock. Brock's just like a voice in the darkness. And Jameson is also down there, but he's unconscious. He's not helping out with the conversation.
Yeah.
But I love it because it's like Conway's using Brock as like the dark part of Calderon. He's like, come on, turn me on, get me started. I'm ready to go. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play. You know?
He's like Venom is to him.
Yeah.
Oh.
And she's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I should do that. They were really, really apprehensive about letting you out.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Well, what else are you gonna do though?
I know. So
You
but
can't keep
it's
using
like,
your sonic
but it's
guns.
a hard choice. Like, you know, it's like, do I do the lesser of two evils?
Right.
Like,
Yes.
What if I just get out of here and cave in the mine? Like, maybe that'll be better. So
That actually seems like the lesser of two evils.
Yeah, but how are you gonna do that?
right, but I'm stuck down here.
This is
So-
a really cool looking page.
Yeah.
It's really
The
cool
way it's
looking.
colored is
Well,
amazing.
It's actually very evocative of like the 90s those old Midnight Suns books. Like this is. I've seen so many covers in your collection that are this exact color scheme.
I know. Something about it. I don't know.
Great.
Yeah, but Gleason is like, look, this is all like this is your inheritance. Like this is like, and he reveals when they go through the doors that like there's all these zealots in robes and there's an ancient like priest type character.
My God.
And he's like, I'm the expert that Gleason called and brought me to you, and like
The expert? You gotta be kidding me.
yeah, well, I'm
Yeah,
the expert in
the
what
occult.
in the occult, exactly.
Yeah.
And
And you're gonna end the world.
yeah,
I assume. Yeah.
well, he's like, there's a prophecy written in the Darkhold to release Chthon or Sithon
I always thought it was Chthon.
or Chthon. It's spelled archaically because it's not a real word.
Right.
But would you want to regale them about who Chthon
Chthon
is?
Chthon's an elder god in the Marvel universe, based off of obviously the Cthulhu mythos and
Yeah.
such. They created their own elder god. Chthon is one of the first magic users and primary author of the Darkhold.
Right.
He's come back and he's fought throughout all of Marvel history to get back to Earth after being banished by a certain god who we're familiar with.
What god?
Oh, it's Crom. I'm waiting, Jason Aaron. Where is my Doctor Strange Conan crossover where they deal with Chthon? But Chthon has inhabited the bodies of Wanda Maximoff and actually Pietro too. He's got a real connection with the Maximoffs. So yeah, he's a legit threat. He's fought Strange. He's been around. Mm-hmm. So
Okay.
So these guys are like, there's a prophecy in the Darkhold about this Red Slayer, and when his blood is spilt on the sacred stone that we of course have, it will usher in a new era of Chthon, and Chthon will what once was walking will walk again. It's that kind of thing.
sorry.
Why?
Is it walk or is it sleep?
No, it's walk.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought you were gonna be like,
because-
because Chthon was in a wheelchair.
no,
No,
He doesn't have no legs.
Well, because that's almost a
No,
reference
because
to
Chthon is is it Shumagorath?
Shumagorath is
Is
he
the
who
god who sleeps.
and will one day wake.
Yes.
But Shumagorath is also an elder god.
Exactly.
So okay, yeah. Anyway.
Is,
No, this
is
one's-
Flash Thompson the one who's gonna get his legs back?
No, he's not in the book. But no, I think Chthon is the god who walks or something like that.
Okay.
And anyway, they're telling Cletus Cassidy Carnage about this crazy bullshit
Yeah.
that is totally real and exists in this universe.
Yep.
Yeah.
And was tapped for an epic, unending story arc in Marvel Comics history in the 90s that Conway didn't even go near. And Carnage's like, that is the most insane thing I've ever heard. I'm in.
What? What? You
He's a
have to spill your
lunatic.
blood.
Well, no, he's like, it says when Red Slayer spills blood on
When
the
he
sacred
spills
stone.
blood. I thought you said when his blood is spilled.
No.
Okay.
So,
Well, yeah, then he'd be up for that,
yeah.
definitely.
So eventually Brock gets in Calderon's head long enough for her to activate Toxin.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's showtime!
He actually says it's showtime?
No,
Oh.
but you can practically hear the Elfman theme as he says oh baby, that's what I'm talking about. And then all the rocks move, everyone's picked up by his symbiotic tendrils, and he's like, let's do this. And as you can see, he's got anti-venom envy because he's wearing a kind of Flash Thompson-esque battle suit, which neither Toxin nor Venom ever looked like.
Oh, I got all these pouches for some reason.
What
Well, we are evoking the 90s here.
Yeah, okay, but hang on. Can we just talk about the fact that he's made pouches? The symbiote has made pouches,
Yeah, what is he
basically out of
keeping
its
in
own
there?
flesh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
Those
in
are
there?
flesh pouches,
Right.
and I don't care for that.
No.
I just don't.
Yeah.
Don't make sure nobody picks your pouch.
Don't ever use the term flesh pouch.
Yeah.
That's what they
I mean,
are.
listen, pioneers used flesh pouches. It just wasn't our flesh. It was the flesh of deer.
Come on down to our stall where we'll sell you fine flesh pouches.
Flesh pouch.
And
Yes, we've got all kinds of sizes.
sizes and tones.
Bring your own flesh, we'll make a pouch for you. I just want you to know this book didn't go anywhere near where I thought this book was going to go.
Carnage book. You're like, oh, cool.
Like I was
Carnage.
like, oh, we're getting the horror elements.
We're
Cool,
doing
We're doing
aliens.
Alien. All right.
Darkhold.
I'm kind of okay with it though.
No, it's cool.
Yeah. So they got Carnage sitting on the altar. He's looking at the book and he's asking why would I help and what am I going to get out of this?
It's like, and do you have any colored pencils and or crayons? Because
I want to fill this in. It's all very black and white. But he does say, he goes, why do you okay? So question number one, why are you so convinced that I am the Red Slayer of your book? And they pull the page open, and
And there he is.
There's a drawing of him.
Carnage, and he's like, point taken. All right, let's do this. And he
Okay,
goes,
I was going to ask the second question, but never mind.
yeah, so he says, like, okay, so I spill the blood, and then I wake up your sleeping god. What's in it for me? And they go, immortality. And he's like, I'm in. Okay, let's do this.
sounds good.
Who do I got to kill? One of you guys? And they're like, no, you don't understand. It's not our blood. We must spill your blood. And then he is enveloped by all these zealots with daggers, and they just start jabbing.
Those
into
are
him.
like way bigger than daggers.
Okay, those are like half swords.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of little swords, possible machetes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Well, wait
Yeah.
a minute. He's got the symbiote. Why doesn't he just have it like move away from the knives before they stab him?
I mean, I'm sure that he's gonna get the upper hand. I am just saying though, these cultists did succeed in almost taking him down for a
Yes.
second, whereas the military could not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess because they didn't see it coming.
Right. From the stabbings, Carnage's blood is spilled
Yeah.
on the Darkhold.
So does that have to be Carnage's or Cletus's?
I think it's kind of both. In Maximum Carnage, it is
mean,
established
you don't
that the
believe
suit is part of his bloodstream anyway.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
all intertwined at this
Yeah,
point.
yeah. But the blood gets on the Darkhold, and then symbiote goo just sprays everywhere and gets on all the cultists. And then Carnage realizes that he has now control over these cultists, and then just sends them to kill the,
Is that a new
remaining
power?
cultists.
that's his new power.
Carnage has many powers.
Yeah. And he's like, this is awesome.
Does he have to be connected to them, like physically?
No. No,
He
no,
just
no.
has like mental control.
Exactly.
That
So-
Carnage has a hood.
Yeah, well, because it's one of the cultists.
Yeah, I know. I just
That's cool.
Yeah, so
Oh no, they gave him predator mouth.
yeah, they gave him Blade 2 now.
Blade 2 mouse.
True.
Yeah.
He does in a later story. He will also like when Carnage is like he does that with his like Cletus mouth, and it's like I'm like that's just Blade 2. God damn it.
Yeah.
That's lame.
Why does everyone think that's cool? It's not. Stop it. So Team Toxin gets to the
Pomeranian?
door. They get to the door and they go, "This is getting ridiculous." And then,
Okay,
and then
that's
Carnage
fucking-
bursts the door open with all his Carnage clones, and they're like, "Ah!" And so we get a big fight between like Toxin and Carnage.
And like a billion Carnages.
Yeah, Gleason grabs the Darkhold and tries to leave. Calderon's like, "Oh no, you don't." Calderon catches fire. She's like kicking the shit out of Gleason, and they're just like fighting over the book.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, this fire sucks for Venom or Toxin, I guess.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not quite unruly enough. One of the Carnage clone things grabs Jameson, starts to choke him out. A new crystal grows out of his chest. Turns out that Man-Wolf's power is, it doesn't need to be the crystal, the original crystal. He will grow a crystal every time and become Man-Wolf.
Oh.
what?
So you break the crystal, he stops being Man-Wolf, but
Wait,
eventually,
But eventually, you give him enough time.
give him enough time, he'll grow another crystal.
But then, like, if you pluck the crystal out of him and put it in somebody else, do you get like
two
Man-Wolves?
Man-Wolves? I don't know.
Can you just get as many man-wolves as you want?
Yeah, I
you
want like a
could.
pack of Man-Wolves.
I mean, like, here's the thing. Untapped potential, Where's the book? Man-Wolves.
Right.
The Man-Wolf pack.
Does he say, like, you fool, like, reconstituting my crystal was
No.
like the first trick I learned?
No, he does not. But Man-Wolf rips apart one of the Carnage guys,
Yeah.
and then he just like grabs onto Dixon because he's kind of like gone feral. And Calderon yells at him like, "You're Colonel John Jameson, and that means something." Then he goes, "Oh, Jameson, I know Jameson." Like, yes, dude, that's what they used to call me.
God damn it. It's coming true.
And then he
He
reverts.
does become him.
Yeah, then he reverts back to Jameson. He goes, "Oh man, I did it again, didn't I? I man-wolfed out." And they're like, "It's all right, Jameson. We actually needed you to man-wolf out."
Yeah.
So
If you want to Man-Wolf out a little bit more, it's fine.
yeah,
Yeah.
but they're in the area from the religious temple, so they're closer to Gleason's office. So they find like stairs, and they go up them to get out of there.
Did
So-
they get the book? I don't understand.
Yeah, wait a minute. He's got the book
No,
that's got the
Gleason's got the
blood.
book.
Gleason's got the book.
So
What
he
else
got
do
away?
they need? Like, shouldn't Cathan be on his way?
No, because it didn't hit the sacred stone.
Oh.
Oh.
The team breaks out and they find like a church, like above them. And
Oh, okay.
they're like, "Ah, jeez."
Yeah,
So-
it's under the church.
Yeah.
That's where the,
So Dixon's like, "Okay, screw this. We're gonna nuke the site from orbit. It's the only way to be sure. We're
Yep.
gonna use the Sonics that we have left over. We're gonna fire them directly at the mine. We're gonna cave the whole goddamn thing in." So
Yeah.
Carnage is like yelling at the rest of them, and he's like, "This book changed me, and I'm like stronger, and I have these new powers and shit, and like I need more from that book. Where is it?"
No, where's my book?
Where's my book? So now he's like on the hunt for this book.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, topside, everybody's getting their bearings. They're pulling these dead people out of the mine. They're like, oh shit, this is a whole quagmire. We completely screwed this up. Dixon is talking to Jameson about how she's like, screw this, like we're done.
Oh, hey, they made it out.
We're gonna blow the mine.
Yeah, but
Nice.
But Calderon is like, Brock's still down there, and he saved us, and he deserves a second chance. Like he deserves to like be let out of there.
Guess what? He's gonna get a 21-gun salute.
Good for Brock. So they set up, and they're like, all right, Jameson, you know how about the Sonics? Fire the Sonics at the mine.
Right.
So Jameson's like, okay. So he fires them at the mine. Mine starts to cave in. Brock's like, right on. Makes sense to me. Screw this guy.
Well, he's firing the Sonics. Does he howl in the air?
He does not. He's a regular guy.
Damn it.
Well, he's gonna help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a regular man.
I'm harmonizing.
So Carnage's like, ah, crap. And then, like Toxin is like, cool, it works for me. And then
He's overwhelmed. There's too many of them.
exactly.
Yeah.
But but then it turns out that like it didn't cave in the whole mine, just like it caused a little bit of an avalanche, but didn't ruin everything.
Yeah.
And then
Damn it.
Brock makes his way out. Carnage tries to escape. Dixon is like, yo, Jameson, the whole mine isn't caved in. He's like, yeah, I gave Brock a fighting chance to get out.
I see. I just used a little bit of Sonics to
Exactly.
create a distraction or whatever.
So Carnage finds the church entrance. And he pops out of there.
Yeah.
And Calderon's waiting for him. She's like, I'm done running from you. And she fires her sonic cannon at him. It doesn't work.
Ooh.
And he's like, oh, sweet. So Gleason's book like made me stronger. Nice. I'm not weak to sonics anymore.
Oh.
That sucks for you.
Yikes.
That does.
So he attacks her, and as he's grabbing her, she says, you want to eat me, Cletus? Eat this. Pushes a button that is a detonator outside the church, which starts to cave in the church. Toxin makes his way out of the church as well, sees her, grabs her with the symbiote, and protects her as the church explodes.
Oh.
So she wired it with explosives.
Yeah.
Or something. That's cool.
Yeah, it's this neat little panel device where we see like, click, follow the line to the outside of the church where there's a bomb.
Damn it, Gorman. You always were an asshole.
Exactly. We don't have any sign of Carnage. Carnage must have gotten away. And then we see, so then Calderon's like, yeah, but when I was fighting with Gleason, I ripped a page out of the Darkhold. I'll bet Gleason needs in order to complete whatever plan he has. Gleason's burking his way to the secret exit.
Yeah.
And when he turns around, there's a xenomorph waiting for him, and it's Carnage. He goes, there you are. And he just jabs his symbiote like through him, takes the book, and he says, so your dead boss is telling me a story before all this then went to shit. So if you wouldn't mind, would you tell me the ending? Because I really hate cliffhangers.
Oh,
man.
To be continued.
Yeah. And the story keeps going. Like the next story is about like this really cool woman who's on a boat, and Carnage finds her. Like he's shipwrecked. She puts him on the boat. Then he becomes Carnage, and he's got the Darkhold with him.
Yeah.
And then he hunts her on the boat. Like she's like hiding from him. She blows up the boat. Calderon and Dixon and like Brock are all in it, or Jameson's all in it.
Yeah.
I was imagining like a rowboat. This must be a big boat.
it's like a sailboat.
Okay.
No, she's like her dad died, so she's like sailing around whatever the hell in his honor and stuff like that. It's cool. It just keeps going. We meet like new protagonists,
Wait,
but like
what happened to the woman, Manny?
Manny made it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Toxin pulled her into his symbiote and then escaped.
Okay. All right. So
So,
he
like-
wasn't like hurt by the explosion.
No.
Okay.
But
Oh,
Carnage
and-
is now more
Wow.
powerful than he ever has
Well,
been.
what happened
Yes.
to all, I guess the other Carnages were killed by the
Yeah, well,
collapse?
by the collapse.
Only one of them made it out.
Can they not make it back to the stone now?
I guess not.
Dixon's a dick.
Yeah.
She blames Brock and Manny
Yes.
for Carnage getting away.
Right.
Well, because Brock didn't cave in the whole.
Well, Jameson didn't cave in the mine, but
Jameson.
Brock
Jameson
didn't.
didn't.
That's right.
Brock was Plan F, and we actually enacted it, and you
Yeah.
didn't do it.
Yeah, you
man.
kept saying you could do it.
Okay.
But you didn't
You were
do
like,
it.
put me
To
in,
be-
put me in.
to
And
be
I put
fair-
you in.
Okay, yeah.
There was no magic involved in the original plan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. If you'd
You
let him
didn't,
out sooner.
you didn't make the magic factor.
Yeah, we
could
didn't
have
think Gleason was
defeated
like some
regular
kind of
Carnage.
like, cultist
No.
nut job.
We should have
Yeah.
called Dr. Voodoo or
So-
something.
No, we should have called Doctor Strange.
No, yeah, but Doctor Strange wouldn't be in a book like this. He got called Dr. Food.
He might be in a book like
oh,
this.
no,
He was
I
part of the Midnight Sun.
Exactly. That's what I'm
I'm
saying.
here.
And-
All right,
and-
we're gonna go in this game with Sonics.
And if Doctor Strange were in it, he'd have to put on a Spawn mask.
Never mind.
No, I hate that costume.
Anyway, we'll see you guys next time in another episode. I'm Sal.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Tiffany.
So long.
Do you think they're gonna defeat Carnage in Absolute Carnage with like a
Hope machine? I hope so.
You hope
You
so?
hope so.
Well, they can't use Sonics if they go by
No.
this.
Right.
I genuinely
They're gonna have
hope
to use magic.
they're gonna have to use
Because they
magic.
removed all his vulnerabilities.
Yeah, I genuinely hope that they go like, I've got something for this. They go to the Baxter Building. They like release they blow off like a dusty curtain, and it's the fucking Hope machine from Maximum Carnage.
They would need like a Doom style machine, science and magic together to take him down.
I hope they ask Doctor Doom to help out, because like Morgan Le Fay is actually connected to the Darkhold and everything that they were
Yes.
talking about. Like, they mentioned that she was an agent of Chthon as well.
Yeah, no, she
Well,
is.
yeah, he would do that too, because it's like I don't want fucking
Carnage? I don't want a second-rate Spider-Man.
Oh,
villain taking
Well, no, I don't-
Chthon's
I
gonna
don't-
rule? Oh, I
yeah,
don't think
no.
so. Is
Well,
my
no.
name
Doom
Chthon?
rules. Yeah, exactly.
No.
Yeah.
Then I have to stop that.
Right. Did you remember Secret Wars when I was God? Did Chthon factor?
No.
There you go. I rest my case.
Does Doom remember being God?
Yeah, he
Nobody
does.
else remembers.
He writes it in his dream
Some people
journal.
remember.
What would Manwich look like, man?
A sandwich.
He would look Australian.
I think they're
They
just.
just bust out sandwiches.
that's
and start
Vegemite.
I
eating
think
them.
they just call them warlocks, guys.
No, I literally meant manwich. Like a sandwich from the can.